Earlier this summer, folk singer Barbara Dickson set out on a grueling 6-week concert tour of the United Kingdom. And in the first of a series of 3 films about pop and the way the money goes, Laurie Mayer reports now on the physical and financial costs of going out on the road.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can I sign your songbook?
Yes, you can.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. The final encore was almost an hour ago, but the star of the show is still required to shine.
Did you like it?
I loved it. Could someone take a photo of me and Barbara?
Bernard, would you like to do that? You come round here, Sarah.
Just keep it.
Love the book.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
Signing her own name is about all Barbara Dickson feels up to after 2 hours on stage and 6 weeks on the road. Her brand new car, supplied free by her sponsors Saab, has clocked up 6,500 miles since the tour began in Newcastle towards the end of May. Over 1,000 miles a week, crisscrossing the country from Inverness to Cornwall, East Anglia to Northern Ireland. 31 concerts in 41 days. The costs of touring are astronomical. Putting this show on the road is £90,000. And the constant worry for Barbara and her manager is whether they'll break even, let alone make a profit.
Well, there might be the odd seats too, but it is sold out. I mean, there's always, odd sight lines, odd seats, but they're always singles.
Major tours gather their own momentum. The pace and pressure of keeping the show rolling generates a lot of nervous energy, but it burns up even more. Barbara is normally driven by her manager and has already clocked up half a dozen national tours. But it's a nomadic life and a lonely one.
The night has sailed, the banshee croons are not aware.
Another town, but at least this one's by the sea. Barbara snatches a little relaxation. Trying to maintain peak performance over a period of 6 weeks is a mental as well as physical strain.
It's fairly enormous. I mean, obviously, travelling that amount every day and having to set up for every show in a completely new way. There's no way where I can actually settle into a dressing room. I've got to do it every day, and with the hotels and everything every day. You don't have time to relax between each one before you've got to start again.
So what kind of self-discipline are you under to actually get yourself through that sort of
Well, I
routine?
just have to do it. I mean, I have to do it. I mean, if something goes wrong and I have to cancel a show, then it's a disaster.
Oh, last time, rock and roll, give me some fame, some club, this is it, you've got me in it, let's go for the big one.
World is slowly turning, and the lights of love are burning.
This is the trick in my sleeves giving me now.
19 songs and half a dozen encores later, Barbara Dickson's caravan prepares to pack up and move on. It takes the dozen-strong road crew, the Roadies, an hour and a half to dismantle the sound and lighting equipment. There are 12 tons of gear to load onto the trucks. But Roadies aren't just hired muscle. Many are highly skilled technicians on whom the artists come to rely completely. A good crew can make the difference between a technical triumph and a fatal flop. And without the right backup, a lot of major stars simply won't tour. These Roadies are making good money, around £250 a week. There's only one snag. They have to catch the Black Death every night. That's their affectionate nickname for this double-decker nightliner, which is their home for the duration of the tour. Soon after midnight, the trucks are neatly loaded and ready to roll. The Black Death hits the road from Poole in Dorset to Crawley in Sussex. On board, the musicians and crew can wind down and watch TV or videos in the lower deck lounge or get some sleep in the bunks upstairs. The Nightliner's on hire for £140 a day, and it saves a fortune in hotel bills. Transport costs are covered by the sponsors to the tune of £7,000. The public wants Barbara's music, and this is a good way of giving it to them.
You just keep me hanging on.
In 6 weeks, Barbara will have played live to well over 100,000 fans. If they show their appreciation by going away and buying her records, then the tour will have paid off.
I don't think one really ever tours with the idea of losing money. If you break even, then you're happy. If you make a profit at the end of the day, then you're more than happy. So no, it's never put out on the road with the express idea of let's go and make a lot of money. It's put out there with the idea of let's go and give the artist some visibility to the people who buy records. And if you go out and tour, then you've got a chance that the people who've already bought 500,000 copies of the last album will go out and buy the next one, because you've increased it from an interest in a record to a solid interest in an artist.
This is Crawley, and the last night of the tour. For the past few days, Barbara's been plagued by laryngitis, but even now she can't afford to ease up. There's a mobile unit parked outside the hall to record the whole of the concert for a forthcoming live album. The crew swing into their routine, stacking the PA system and rigging the 127 lights for the show. The afternoon sound check is beset by gremlins. Strange buzzes and sound breaking up don't augur well for the LP recording.
What's that?
The idea of having sponsorship really is the fact that there's a huge capital investment in a tour. And you may play to 100,000 people, which if you like are captive 100,000 people. If you have another company that are also trying to reach those same people with a product, I see no harm whatsoever in you combining forces and doing the same thing to the same people at the same time, i.e. two products, my product being Barbara and the car company being Cars. I see no reason why you shouldn't both approach those same people, providing one doesn't ever impinge upon the other.
Touch me, a bit too long.
What happens to the voice? How do you keep it going?
Well, it gets wrecked at the beginning of the tour. I mean, it's very funny, you know, I've got honey and lemon smoking liquids on the stage and all sorts going on. And I just, you know, muddle through.
Do you feel exhausted though? I mean, you fell off the stage and people said it was because you were exhausted the other day.
Well, I had laryngitis and I was what I would call unbalanced. I don't mean mentally unbalanced, but I was physically and mentally out of shape because of the laryngitis, and I was genuinely worried about having done the show. But I had done it, and it was after the last number, and we used dry ice halfway through the show, and at the back of the stage there were wooden boards and they were wet, and I just went whoosh, and I fell off the side of the stage onto my left side. But I mean, all my crew and everybody were wonderful, you know, they all rushed and carried me into the dressing room, and it was great. They were really good.
It's taken Barbara 14 years to win recognition and the following she now enjoys. But she still can't get used to the idea of earning thousands of pounds a night. Her tastes remain simple. She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, and she's almost completely vegetarian. On tour, she lives on salads. Her only extravagance is perfume. She drenches herself with Chanel No. 5 before going on stage. She feels she's earned it.
January, February, I don't understand.
I work incredibly hard, and I feel that many times I would just like to, not to give up, but I would like to have no pressure and just be very quiet. I really want to sometimes just be away from everything. But the advantages of my job are, to me, they outweigh the disadvantages. I'm very fortunate. I've got a great got a great set of people around me. I've got lots of good things to do. Everything I do is different. Every concert, as you've seen, is different from the night before. So, I mean, who am I to complain about my lifestyle? I get tired, but it's good fun.
The public have already bought well over 500,000 copies of Barbara's current album, All for a Song. The audience at the last night clearly left wanting more. Some fans didn't leave until after 1 in the morning. But then, the tour was finally over.
It's such a relief. I feel as if I've been in Siberia for 6 months. When it's just temporary, in the morning I'll think, oh, it's over, I wish it was happening tonight.
Do you think it's important to go out and tour?
It's absolutely vital. I don't think anything makes as much sense. I don't care what the medium of television or anything dictates. People can become stars on television, but they can't actually keep it together unless they can play and sing and do the things that we have been trying to do. I mean, really playing and singing for real people, sitting in seats in concerts is to me what it's about. I mean, it helps to consolidate everything else that I'm doing.
What did the wife of the soldier get from Russia's distant steppes? From Russia she got the widow's veil. And the end of the tale is the widow's veil that she got from the distant steppes.
Miss Barbara Dickson. What a lady, what a voice. She certainly got my vote.